just talking before we went on the air about you doing some stuff with AEW. How did that come about?
Well, man, the pandemic hit, and just like everybody, I was just out of a job. The independents was already slowing down for me before the pandemic hit, which was a little weird, but um, I was just looking for the next step to take, and just like everybody was, and it just so happens I'm down here in Florida, and at working for NXT so much over the years has kept me living in Florida. So I was looking for something different to do, and it just so happens AEW was filming in Jacksonville. I believe that they went to Georgia for a little bit because they weren't sure quite what they were going to do yet, and then Jacksonville ended up being the landing spot. So I kind of put two and two together, and I was looking for a new opportunity in my career, and the rest was history. Uh, I got in touch with QT, just like a lot of other extras are doing right now. And he gave me the ball, but that led to something further, which is me coming back now weekly, which is pretty cool for me.
I always hear it's QT or Christopher Daniels. Like I've talked to a lot of people on Dark, and they constantly put over QT and Christopher Daniels for how hard they work, because it's not just a few people; they're bringing in fresh people all the time. I think a lot of people expected, like, by the time that March or April rolled around, you would see the same names on Dark for the next year, but they've went out and got a whole lot of people, and last summer you were one of those people.
Yeah, and it's weird because the independents have always been this unofficial, kind of like a breeding ground to let you know who's next, who's coming up, who's going to be the next guy. Now you really don't have that because really the only companies running are the TV companies. Uh, they still have a job to do and go out and find the best talent, whether it's extras or guys that they're interested in signing. That process is not going to stop, pandemic or not, especially with all the rival promotions and everything going on right now. Um, so yeah, so I got my opportunity on Dynamite. It was the 1 year anniversary on Dynamite. Got to get in there with Lance Archer. That was pretty cool. I don't take things like that lightly, no matter if it's a 1 minute match or 3 minute match. To me, that was a huge step in my career, jumping outside of the WWE box and doing something different. Um, and like I said, that led to a whole bunch of matches that I'm currently doing on Dark right now, and so far so good.
Well, would you consider you and Ryzen like a full time tag team now? I know you all have teamed together a lot, but you've also teamed with a lot of other people like Joey O'Reilly and King and a lot of people, and Sean Dean even.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys they have a similar story to me. And Ryzen, for example, I remember seeing him at countless NXT tapings and or on the road, Raw and SmackDown. Just doing the same thing I'm doing, just getting their reps in and seeing what's next, seeing if they can get a legit tryout from these things. So Ryzen, he's been grinding for a while, and a lot of he's an example of guys that have been in the game for a while. WWE, not necessarily anything happening for them right now, but then there's also a place to go now where we can display our skills, and it's awesome.
I really like Dark because it's a nice mix too. Like, you have really really experienced people like yourself, and you have Brooke Havoc last night, who was in her first pro match, and that was like built in the story. Is there anybody there that specifically you've learned a lot from, or that you've been able to help teach a lot, or that you've been like, man, I think I could work a lot with this guy, and I think I could help him out, or vice versa?
I think what's really struck me so far is that the producers, the agents, they're pretty hands on with what's going on. Sometimes you have a lot of enhancement matches, and there's not much to say that has to go into that. On Dark, you're seeing their enhancement matches, but you're seeing some full blown matches. I mean, you can turn on YouTube and you can see Pentagon and Phoenix having a match, and it's also up to whoever that extra or enhancement talent is on the other side of that ring to really keep up with that style. Um, that's what I was trying to explain before. I just didn't get to that point. Is AEW, they have to find the best talent to also keep up with their best talent. And you can't just bring anybody in on the streets to do that. So, in a sense, I feel really blessed to be doing what I'm doing now, because like I said, the independents are really, really slowing down. Nobody knows what the next step is going to be. Some states are more relaxed than others, but right now it's really the TV companies that are really making the business go.